Resident Evil 9 Apocalypse. Details about Capcom's next mainline installment in the Resident Evil franchise have leaked once again. These details come by way of Twitter user Reno, who is a great source for gaming news, updates, and in today's case, rumors. However, before we continue, it is important to note that these are rumors, and although the source may be credible, they should be taken with a grain of salt, as with all rumors and leaks. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue. After the major success of Resident Evil 4 Remake, it begs the question, what does Capcom do now? Does the studio continue the remake train with Resident Evil 5, or does Capcom continue with the next mainline installment? Well, it looks like these rumors may just give us the answer we are looking for. According to Reno, the next Capcom project is in fact Resident Evil 9, codenamed Apocalypse. The title will garnish the same Roman numeral pattern that we have seen with Resident Evil Biohazard and Resident Evil Village. This project is rumored to be the last game to star Chris Redfield. However, the game won't end with his death, as we do see him alive 16 years after the events of Resident Evil Village, keeping an eye on Rose Winters, which is really cool because that would mean that the events of the Shadow of Rose DLC are technically canon now. With that, Jill is also alive and will play a similar role as Ada Wong did in Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 9 Apocalypse will be a single player experience, sorry Sheva, and will pick up right at the end of Resident Evil Village as Chris heads to Europe to confront the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, also known as the BSAA, and determine their involvement in the events of Resident Evil Village. Reno claims that the project has been in development for 2 years now and will include recycled assets from Resident Evil 4 Remake and Resident Evil Village. Reno also states that these reports do not align exactly with what Dusk Golem has stated previously, which was that Resident Evil Apocalypse had been in development for 6 to 7 years. Claire Redfield will also make a small appearance as well. However, major protagonists Leon Kennedy and Ada Wong will not be making an appearance, alongside Rebecca Chambers and Barry Burton, all of which will be absent from Resident Evil 9 Apocalypse. The ending of the game will emphasize the sacrifice of a loved one. My guess is we'll see something similar to the end of Resident Evil Village, when Ethan sacrifices himself to save his wife and daughter. Now, here is the part that I still find very hard to believe, and I kind of hope isn't true, which is the presence of mythological enemies. There were previous rumors of Wendigo-like creatures making an appearance, and that still seems to be the case here. However, Reno says there will be an explanation as to how these creatures came into existence. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like we are kind of going off the beaten path here with the supernatural element, but let's continue and see what other details we have. Zombies will also make a return, although they will play a smaller role. There will be another castle setting similar to those of Ramon Salazar and Lady Dimitrescu. My guess here is that the castle setting will be just a segment of the game, and we'll probably see a laboratory setting and maybe a forest or mountain range setting as well. And finally, Resident Evil 9 Apocalypse is set to reveal around the months of October or November, which might be around the same time we'll see a possible Separate Ways DLC reveal or release for Resident Evil 4 Remake. But that's just my guess. It does appear, however, that a majority of these reports by Reno were covered by Dusk Golem in the past. The fact that Reno is tweeting similar story and gameplay elements only further validates that these details might just be true. And I don't know about you guys, but I miss the good old zombie days of Resident Evil, but that's just me. It just does not seem to be Resident Evil anymore. But as always, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you guys think that this is a good next step for the Resident Evil franchise, or should Capcom return back to its roots? Let me know in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed the video or found it informative. Consider leaving a like, it really helps the channel out. For more updates on Resident Evil, Capcom, and video game news, subscribe to the channel as well. Till next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.